The line of vehicles waiting for passengers here is incredibly long, more than I have ever seen before. Welcome to the most special broadcast ever of the show Top Secret. The moment itself, separated by a hair's breadth. The cars sped along as if challenging death itself. A cargo container so massive it seems to defy the very laws of physics. Behind every recorded frame is a life and death story. Do you have the courage to witness scenes that both horrify you and hold you transfixed? Let's admire these one-of-a-kind moments together. Topping the list is a truck encountering an extremely dangerous situation on a mountain pass road in India. This video captures a truck struggling to climb a steep hill. The camera person captured a variety of angles, highlighting the vehicle's ironic and awkward predicament. What puzzles many people is whether the person filming this video was actually sitting in that very car. If that is indeed the case, their weight is likely insufficient to counterbalance the already overly heavy rear of the vehicle. This is a mountain pass located between the eastern and western mountain regions of the Indian subcontinent. There are only a few main routes to get in here. The truck was carrying a bulky load at the rear, likely lumber or some other extremely heavy material. As the car attempted to navigate the curves and climb the slope, its front wheels kept lifting off the road. In reality, if the vehicle carried fewer people and made 2 trips instead, the journey would likely be far less arduous. However, it seems the driver did not anticipate this. It's hard to believe it. Next, we journey to China, where an almost unbelievable sight unfolds before our eyes. A small motorbike was forced to bear the immense weight of a huge pile of goods on its back. From a distance, it was hard to recognize it as a motorbike, as the pile of goods on it was completely obscuring. Besides the driver, there was another person sitting in the back, trying to maintain balance on the motorbike overloaded with goods. They waited for 6 giant mesh sacks, inside which seemed to be some lightweight material like foam or diapers. However, piling such a massive load onto such a small cart inevitably makes people wonder and question it. Is there a regulation on load limits, or does no one simply pay attention to it? In Bangladesh, during major Islamic holidays, scenes of trains overflowing with passengers are a common occurrence. From inside the train cars to atop their roofs, that scene had become utterly familiar. This is the time when people from all over return to their hometowns to reunite with their families, making traffic conditions particularly congested. This crowding has become a part of the culture. The trains have become indispensable for millions of people. But during rush hour, they are not merely a means of transportation, but a battle for survival to secure a spot. However, overall, trains in Bangladesh generally operate stably for the majority of the time. With minimal passenger amenities, these buses run regularly to serve the commuting needs of the people in all conditions. However, it is precisely those crowded scenes, with thousands of people jostling to board the train, that leave the strongest impression. They are a testament to humanity's indomitable will and unwavering determination in the journey to conquer transitions, regardless of all harsh circumstances. These moments not only demonstrate family love, but also stand as proof that spiritual strength can overcome all of life's hardships. The tractor demonstrates a technical maneuver by lifting its front wheels off the ground. This time, we are witnessing yet another unique spectacle in India: a tractor waiting to haul an enormous bale of hay. However, due to the excessive weight, the tractor's front wheels kept lifting off the road, making it look like it was popping a wheelie while driving. Indeed, this scene was impossible to ignore. But what was even more noteworthy was the driver's attitude. He appeared completely calm and confident, without a trace of anxiety or confusion in the face of that dangerous situation. Although the tractor was malfunctioning and could have an accident at any moment, he operated it with complete composure, indifferent to the astonished looks of everyone around him. Perhaps for you, the most important thing is completing the mission and delivering the goods to the right place. This scene stands as the clearest testament to patience and the resolve to overcome all challenges, even when faced with countless reasons that could lead one to give up. The passenger train is operating beyond its design capacity, exceeding the permitted number of passengers. Next, we will go to Bangladesh. Here, a passenger ferry is also falling into an overloaded state, identical to the ship we witnessed earlier. Is this a similar situation, where the train was overloaded due to a surge of people heading to a religious festival, Or was the cause simply the operating company's inefficient ticket management? This is the Sunderman 10 passenger ferry, which serves the water route from Dhaka to Baro. This ship officially entered service several years ago and has received numerous positive reviews for the luxurious travel experience it provides. In reality, the ship's interior looks quite impressive in videos, so why are thousands of people crammed onto every conceivable standing surface? This was clearly not the scene of a luxury trip. Barefoot passengers could be seen leaning out of every window and from every corner of the train, creating a chaotic jumble. So is this a special journey, or just an incident caused by unprofessional ticket management? This model will certainly not be able to pass the safety tests. A timber truck is a specialized transport vehicle, specifically designed to carry various types of wood, from logs and sawn timber to processed wood products. This type of truck typically features a robust chassis frame, a long and wide cargo bed, and a high load-bearing capacity to meet the demands of transporting heavy cargo. Obviously, anyone can see that wood is a material of considerable weight. When you load a large truck to capacity with massive logs, no matter how powerful the vehicle is, navigating a soft dirt road will be an extremely difficult challenge. Because this is a scene of a group of people trying to push a logging truck that's stuck in the mud on a soft dirt road, but all their efforts seem to be in vain. The truck can only reverse, it cannot go forward. Each time the driver tried to press the accelerator, the wheels sank deeper into the ground, causing the car to become even more stuck. That scene left viewers deeply frustrated and regretful, as it resembled a futile repetition of efforts that never come to fruition. Each attempt to move was futile. The car remained stuck with no means of escape. The harder it struggled, the deeper it sank into the mud. It felt as if all hope had vanished, leaving the group seemingly unable to escape that vicious cycle. The bus was severely overloaded and packed with people. Have you ever felt exhausted after a long day, just wanting to go home, take off your clothes, and relax in a chair to rewatch your favorite episodes? The bus is always packed, forcing you to squeeze into uncomfortable, cramped spaces next to other equally frustrated passengers. And you have to wrestle with that cramped space, just to get home, to the point where you no longer care whether anyone is paying attention to you or not. This video captures a scene from a bus in India, where passengers are crammed into a tight space. Certainly, this is the last bus before the city is destroyed, or perhaps it's just an utterly ordinary scene in this area. No one can say that for certain. And you? Have you ever witnessed a scene like this on a bus? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below the video. The truck overturned due to carrying an oversized and overloaded cargo. The transportation of oversized and overweight cargo is always a challenge that requires meticulous planning and high-level expertise. Since there are many factors that need to be carefully considered, this video captures a truck carrying large steel beams attempting to turn on a narrow, tight street corner. Unable to maintain balance, the truck lost control. The trailer veered sharply to the left before suddenly swerving to the right. The result was that the car collided forcefully with the concrete barrier. The vehicle overturned after heavy steel beams fell on it, creating an extremely dangerous scene. Fortunately, there was no loss of life, but this incident serves as a stark warning about the dangers of indiscriminately overloading cargo. This is a wake-up call for those in the transportation industry. Always prioritize safety and exercise caution on every journey to prevent regrettable accidents. Overloaded vehicles are one of the primary causes of serious degradation in the transportation system and lead to many tragic accidents. The frequent operation of vehicles exceeding their permitted load capacity not only damages road surfaces, bridges, and culverts but also directly threatens the lives of road users. To address this issue, close coordination between state management agencies and the public is needed to comply with load regulations, along with enhanced inspection measures and strict penalties. Do you remember the old show Cops? One of the most memorable scenes for me is the intense chase sequences, where the criminal decides to dash onto a train to escape under the delusion that he's reached safety. And watching this video makes me feel like I'm being transported back to my childhood, sitting and watching Cops every weekend night. However, this video is completely different from what I used to watch in the past. It's just a man trying to do his job, but the vehicle it's nothing, just keep going. The problem of motorcycle overcrowding on roads in Vietnam. Once again, I see a motorbike carrying goods in Hanoi, Vietnam, and as usual, the bike is loaded with an unbelievably huge mountain of goods, all of which is sauce. This is clearly a remarkable phenomenon, as this motorbike is causing a sensation with its exceptional load carrying capacity. It is made from a very lightweight yet incredibly sturdy material. The strange thing is that transporting such bulky loads like this doesn't seem to be bound by any regulations on motorcycle cargo. This video was made in April 2021. When a large-scale shipment of hot sauce is underway, do you ever wonder why so much is being transported? Have you ever seen a motorbike carrying such a bulky load? Share your thoughts and guesses in the comments section below. You must have a lot of questions about this scene, right? This video was filmed in the Dominican Republic, a tropical nation with dense rainforests, stunning beaches, and a breeding ground for promising baseball stars. But one rather peculiar thing is that the locals here don't seem overly concerned with ensuring passenger safety when transporting them. The video captured an unbelievable scene. An old Toyota Corolla, designed for only 5 people, was packed with nearly 18 individuals inside. When the police opened the car door, a stream of people poured out one after another, making it look as if the door was a release valve for a bursting dam. We witnessed a scene that was utterly staggering and bewildering, from young children to grown men, even those who were holding weapons in their hands. This scene is truly insane, but it's not the record. In 2009, a driver in Cape Town crammed 112 people into a minivan. Although this vehicle only has moderate capacity for a family, its video quickly went viral online and prompted authorities to further tighten traffic safety inspections. A Toyota Corolla, with its notoriously cramped interior, somehow managed to be packed with a staggering 18 people. Do you ever wonder how they squeezed so many people inside? The overloaded cargo truck encountered an accident, breakdown, on the road. This is an incident that occurred in Afghanistan, where regulations on truck load limits are often not strictly enforced. The video captures a large truck struggling to maneuver while carrying an oversized load, looking as if it might topple onto the road at any moment. A person on the roadside waved their hand as if trying to warn the driver, but he just kept on driving. Shortly thereafter, the situation worsened considerably when the truck could no longer bear the load's weight and let the goods fall onto the road. The video captures a truck unloading its cargo, with several people quickly rushing over to assist. Although the incident looks quite humorous, it also clearly demonstrates a reality of disregarding safety regulations in cargo transportation. The cargo ship has exceeded its allowable load capacity. Boarding the ship is one of the most critical and vital procedures in the maritime transport industry. This requires scientifically and safely arranging the cargo to ensure the ship's voyage proceeds smoothly. However, things do not always go according to plan, as was the case with this timber carrier, where the cargo was loaded in an extremely sloppy manner. Just by watching the video, you can already predict the outcome. The logs drifted down to the boat in an endless, ceaseless flow, continuously fanning out around it, like a slow-motion replay in a sports program. Like a top-tier action sequence, the scene is incredibly intense but equally hilarious. A vehicle carrying cargo that exceeds the permissible load limit relative to its design or legal regulations. In life, sometimes someone will disappoint you in a way you never thought possible. In this video, we once again encounter a very typical example, one that somewhat accurately reflects the reality of the younger generation of drivers today. The video captures a truck traveling on the road, yet the trailer hitch at the rear is installed in a completely incorrect and untechnical manner. Even though the goods loaded onto the vehicle are very heavy, balance must still be ensured. Otherwise, it will cause the vehicle to become unstable. This story is not merely about an overloaded truck, but also the journey of a young, inexperienced driver, vaguely aware of the events unfolding behind him. And of course, the consequences that other traffic participants also have to suffer due to that lack of awareness. Surely, we have all felt frustration when finding ourselves in similar situations, but perhaps, this is just one of the countless little stories we encounter in everyday life. What do you think about this situation? You must already have your own answer. Yet another overloaded truck, this one carrying a massive load of lumber, is traveling on the road. And a group of pedestrians walking alongside, wearing shirts, look utterly astonished. A moment later, the overloaded truck slowly pulled over onto a small side road, then gradually rolled into the bushes below. Although it wasn't a steep cliff, the vehicle still flipped over. Instead of helping the driver escape, the people at the scene just stood around and intently recorded videos. This is a situation that, while quite interesting, is also very common, often seen in places where traffic safety regulations are not strictly enforced. However, one astonishing thing was that the logs on the truck bed remained firmly in place and did not fly off. While the vehicle was overturned, this incident demonstrated that the cargo loaders had done their work with extreme care and precision. 20 fans were riding together in one car. For many, this achievement is perhaps astonishing and could even be considered a world record. But for some people, it might be the beginning of a tedious evening in the basement room at their mother's house, next to that Lawson guy. The video captures a group of Glendale team fans attempting to cram more than 20 people inside a smart car. The group of fans, dressed in neat uniforms, tried their best to all squeeze into the small car. While a man stood outside pointing with all 5 fingers, this was truly no easy challenge. Certainly, the people at the bottom of the pile must feel extremely uncomfortable. But at least they broke the world record. No matter what, this remains a memorable achievement that they will forever cherish, and perhaps also an experience unlikely to fade from memory. In Shanghai, the sight of motorbikes and bicycles piled high with goods is an utterly common and easily encountered occurrence. Shanghai is the most populous city in China, where millions of people bustle through its streets. Therefore, using motorbikes for commuting and transporting goods has become extremely common. This kind of scene happens every day, and the locals are so accustomed to it that no one pays any attention anymore. This reveals an interesting reality. Those who live in abundant, comfortable conditions sometimes fail to recognize it. Elsewhere, life wasn't always as easy and smooth as they had imagined. For those living in different circumstances, transporting goods in such a manner might be an ordinary matter. For those who have never experienced it, it is perhaps difficult to truly understand. But if each of us realizes that there are always different ways to do everything in this world, perhaps we will find it easier to understand and accept. Once again, we return to the bustling streets of India. The massive truck found itself in an extremely tense situation. The truck was carrying an excessively heavy load, so when it attempted to turn on a narrow bend, it ran into trouble. The car began to tilt, looking as if it was about to lose its balance. The driver appeared extremely anxious. He stopped the car immediately, hastily wiped the sweat from his brow, and then tried to figure out how to handle the situation. This situation clearly requires mechanical intervention or external support. But instead of acting immediately, the driver just sat still, looking around and waiting for a miracle. The traffic will clear up so he can continue on his way. A moment later, the truck slowly overturned onto the road in an extremely tense and unexpected scene. Even if the car were to fall, the way everything unfolded would still leave one utterly astonished. In an unexpected and unpredictable way, the thrill and tension of that moment are truly hard to fade. The boat is overloaded with people. The video opens with a scene of a small boat carrying a large, crowded group of people. They seemed so close to each other that they couldn't accept anyone else. No one knew the exact purpose of this trip, yet everything proceeded as if it were the most natural thing in the world. The ship continued to circle on the water's surface, without any sign of anything unusual. However, shortly thereafter, the ship began to sink into the water, an outcome that seemed impossible to avoid. Interestingly, when the camera panned around, people realized there were hundreds of individuals standing on the riverbank. And surrounding that area, many other boats were also packed with people. So what is this activity really? Despite considerable efforts to find out, the answer remains a mystery to this day. However, it's clear that there are moments in videos like these that we will never be able to experience again. We witness events unfolding before our eyes, yet we cannot grasp the hidden meaning behind them. The sugarcane truck is overloaded. This is a prime example of human creativity in the face of life's harsh challenges. In the video, a tractor is attempting to pull another tractor that is fully loaded with sugarcane. The problem is that the lead tractor is using a flimsy rope to pull the one behind it. The terrain is steep and treacherous. Finally, everything began to spiral out of control as the tractor lost its balance. And as a result, the rickshaw overturned. However, the interesting point of this video lies in the fact that the filmer did not let the audience see the ending. Instead, the image that appears is a group of men mustering all their strength to push the overturned car back upright. Although no one really knows what happened. However, each of us surely has our own thoughts and perspectives on this situation. And perhaps, each viewer will also have their own perspective on this matter. After seeing all these images, how do you feel? Perhaps it is too unfamiliar,